boys and girls, we are in for a treat today. This has to be one of the best bad movies that I have seen in a very long time. I'm a little surprised that it hasn't really made the rounds in best bad movies circuits all that much. But we're gonna change that today when we talk about Alice in Murderland. Say, have you ever wondered what a porno film would be like without the sex scenes? Well, you're in luck, because in 2010 we got Alice in Murderland, an extremely low-budget slasher film that is pretty much the bottom of the barrel in terms of acting and production value.
You're worried about Tiffany?
I think we should go look for her.
Alice is right. She's a sister. Let's try to find her. We'll split up, we'll find her faster.
Alice in Murderland comes to us from Tomcat Films, an indie film distributor mostly known for putting out mockbusters such as Metal Man, Captain Battle Legacy War, and their magnum opus, The Amazing Bulk. Makes you appreciate the Asylum's filmography a little bit more, doesn't it? The opening of the film claims that it's based on a true story, but I'm almost certain that's a lie. A girl named Alice is about to have her 21st birthday, so her sorority sisters decide to throw her an Alice in Wonderland themed birthday party. That's all fine and good, except that the party's being held in the building where Alice's mother was murdered when Alice was just a baby. That's like taking Bruce Wayne to the Monarch Theater to watch The Mark of Zorro for his birthday. We all know how well that turned out, right? The girls decide to stay in this creepy place known as the Glass Building. Get it? Through the looking glass, despite it being located in the bad part of town, and across the street from a junkyard to boot. The party is supervised by Tobias Funke, I mean Mr. White, who owns the glass building where the party is being held. And before too long, someone dressing up in a really stupid-looking Jabberwocky costume kills them off one by one. If this sounds like the plot of every piece of shit slasher film clogging up the video store shelves in the 80s, that's because it is. But to their credit, 80s slasher films, even the bad ones, had better excuses to get a bunch of horny young people into a secluded place so a mass killer could slice and dice them. There were no cell phones back then, and people were generally more outdoorsy before the internet. But the lengths to which this film will go to emulate 80s slasher film tropes in the 21st century are so numerous and painfully contrived that they're hilarious. For example, some of the girls decide to traipse through the junkyard for no reason other than to lazily build tension that never pays off. For some reason, they establish that a disgruntled student left Home Alone-style traps around the building, and yet that's not enough to make them leave. And because this slasher film is made in the age of cell phones, these sorority girls voluntarily relinquish their cell phones.
It would be cool if we didn't bring cell phones.
Right. No cell phones. Any cell phones that are brought inside are going to be confiscated by Kat. Kat, I'm going to make you the enforcer.
So yeah, this film doesn't take place in reality. Sorority girls would rather lose an arm than lose their cell phone. Now, I mentioned that this film is basically what a porno would be like without the sex scenes. What do I mean by that? Well, the writing and acting in pretty much every scene is ripe with sexual tension that ultimately goes nowhere. It feels like they're building up to a sex scene, but they cut away before anyone gets it on.
Did I mention that you're invited?
You mean I'm invited to a party at my own place?
Okay. Did I mention that it's an Alice in Wonderland party?
Really? You really are great friends with Alice, aren't you?
Yes, she's my best friend forever.
Do you have a Mad Hatter yet?
Yes? You. Come on, Uncle Renee, come on. Who else could play the Mad Hatter, huh?
It wouldn't stand out to me so much if there weren't so many scenes that are fetishistic in nature and are just begging to be followed by something pornographic. In this respect, Alice in Murderland is the polar opposite of the 1976 version, which actually was a porno. But that version was a great film even without the hardcore scenes, which felt out of place in a lot of ways. Alice in Murderland is so horribly made and so horribly acted that you're begging for something hardcore to happen, but it never does, no matter how hard they tease it. You'll notice that I barely mention the film's ties to Alice in Wonderland. Well, that's because there really aren't any. It's just an excuse to get a bunch of girls to dress up in, quote, sexy costumes. I put sexy in quotes because, and this is just me, almost none of these costumes or girls do it for me. The one who kinda does is Marlene McCohen, and even her White Rabbit costume is a black Playboy bunny style outfit.
Aren't you supposed to be the White Rabbit?
Yeah, but see, I find black to be much more flattering.
And they ran out of white rabbit costumes.
Oh, bullshit. That's just one of the many, many, many lazy writing excuses that pollutes this movie.
I thought you were supposed to be in a caterpillar costume. Have you ever tried to buy a caterpillar costume? Those things are like $200. Besides, caterpillars turn into butterflies, and costumes are way cheaper. Well, more money for drugs. Right on.
It doesn't even have good gore effects, nudity, or anything that even the shittiest 80s slasher films had. But to be perfectly honest, I really enjoyed watching Alice in Murderland because of how horrible it is. Everything about this film is so cringeworthy and awkward that it's kind of miraculous. It's a so bad it's good film to say the least.
I don't think we should do anything for Alice's birthday. We didn't do anything for my birthday.
I think that's because you're a bitch.
If you're having a bad movie party or you're just a connoisseur of crap, this one has gotta go on the top of your list. But objectively, it's about as low as a slasher film or an Alice in Wonderland adaptation could possibly go without becoming this.
But Madeline lives in Paris.
Well, there you are. Okay, mister, you have some explaining to do. I say, how are you getting on? Now you look here, Cheshire Cat. I'm a reasonable guy, but I have witnessed some very unreasonable things all month long. You disappear on me, you make all kinds of insane things happen, I'm losing my mind. What's the deal? Isn't it obvious? You're going mad. Why are you doing this to me? Why? Why? Why, to be my vessel. Have you ever wondered why Wonderland is such a mad place? Why? Because I made it so. It was such fun beheading the Queen of Hearts and bathing in her blood. I have traveled realm to realm, making all I encounter see the truth of existence. And that is? There is no truth of existence. Existence is meaningless. All that's left is blissful madness. You're lying. I'm gonna put a stop to this right now. It's far too late for that. You're almost all the way there. You have only 2 more films left to review, and they are some of the most maddening adaptations ever made. And then you will be mine. I'll never join you. Oh, you will. I should know. I've done it before.